Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद।
जय श्री कृष्ण
जय
चैतन्य
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is the 18th of December. It is Wednesday. It is Narayana Masa or Paushya Masa, Krishna Paksham, Chaviti Tidi. So there is one event today. So today is the disappearance day of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami, and also fasting until afternoon. Full fasting is observed until afternoon. So there is a few lines from the special Vaishnava days about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami, the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, who requested him to come to the West for our benefit. So there was a Prabhupada's, this poem was originally presented by Srila Prabhupada as a Vyasa Puja offering in 1935 on the occasion of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaja's appearance day. It was very much appreciated by his Guru Maharaj, especially the couplet. Absolute is sentient, thou hast proved, impersonal calamity thou hast moved. So he ordered that whatever Abhay Babu, as our Srila Prabhupada was then known, writes, you should publish it. So adore, adore ye all the happy day, blessed than heaven, sweeter than May. When he appeared at Puri, the holy place, may Lord and Master his divine grace. O my Master, the evangelic angel, give us thy light, light up thy candle. Struggle for existence, a human race. The only hope is his divine grace. Misled we are, all going astray. Save us, Lord, our fervent pray. Wonder thy ways to turn our face, adore thy feet, your divine grace. Forgotten Krishna, we fallen souls, paying most heavy the illusion's toll. Darkness around, all untraced, the only hope is divine grace. Messenger of service, thou hast brought a healthy full life as Chaitanya wrought. Unknown to all, it's full of grace, that's your gift, your divine grace. Absolute is sentient, thou hast proved, impersonal calamity thou hast moved. This gives us a life, a new and fresh. Purport, worship thy feet, your divine grace. Had you not come, who had told the message of Krishna, forceful and bold? That's your right, you have the mace, save me a fallen, your divine grace. The line of service as drawn by you is pleasing and healthy like morning dew. The oldest of all, but in new dress, miracle done, your divine grace. Very beautiful uh, poem Prabhupada has composed on behalf of on the appearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami. And also, uh, his father, Bhaktivinoda Thakura, instructed him to take initiation from Srila Gaura Kishore Dasa Babaji. And some priceless pearls of instruction by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur for our deep consideration and practical guidance in our progressive spiritual life. So, number one, we are put to test and trial in this world. Only those who attend the kirtan of the devotees can succeed. Every spot on the earth where discourses on God or hell is a place of pilgrimage. Possessions of objects not related to Krishna is our main malady. Let me not desire anything but the highest good for the worst enemies. As the dalliance with the body in luxury increases, so wanes the spirit of service of the Lord. Those favored by God and find their path set by thorns. There is no peace or happiness in our worldly life. Circumstances create turmoil and annoyance. Chant the Mahamantra loudly and with attachment. This will drive away the inertia, worldly evils, and pests. Be different to bazaar gossip. Stick firmly to our cherished goals. No lack of impediments of the world will ever stand in your way. Pay due respects to the extroverts of the world, but do not be appreciative of their manners and conduct. They are to be shaken off from your mind. A devotee feels the presence of God everywhere, but one averse to the Lord denies his existence anywhere. You cannot appreciate transcendental matters with the reasoning of the world. It is sheer nonsense to decree them with the measuring stick of your intellect. And to recite the name of Sri Krishna is bhakti. Life is for the glorification of topics on Hari. If that is stopped, then what need is there to carry on life? Physical illness with Hari Bhajana is preferred to physical fitness without Hari Bhajana. Our span of life on the earth is short. Our life will be crowned with success if the body wears out with constant discourses on Hari. We are here on the earth not to work as artisans for making big buildings with wood and stone, but to work only as messengers for the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Deva. A sycophant is neither a guru nor a preacher. To transform the adverse desires of the jivas is the supreme duty of the most merciful. To rescue one person from the stronghold of Mahamaya is an act of super benevolence, far superior to opening innumerable hospitals. Unless we are devoted to God, secularism shall not leave us. Look within, amend yourself, rather than fraternities, pray into the fraternities of others. In this world of Maya, ours to the Lord, full of trials and tribulations, only patience, humility, and respect for others are our friends for Hari Bhajana. The Lord Gaurasundara puts his devotees in various difficulties and associations to test their patience and strength of mind. Success depends on their good fortune. When faults in others misguide and delude you, have patience, introspect, and find faults in yourself. Know that others cannot harm you unless you harm yourself. I wish that every selfless, tender-hearted person of Gaudiya Mata will be prepared to shed 200 gallons of blood for the nourishment of the spiritual corpus of every individual of this world. So these are a few lines from the special Vaishnava days. There are further information about. I will share that one in the group. Okay, so that is today fasting until afternoon. So there are many takeaway points from this Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami's instructions. So when faults in others misguide and delude you, have patience, introspect, find faults in yourself. Know that others cannot harm you unless you harm yourself. Sometimes this is also we feel every day this person is disturbing me in my life. Somewhere we put so many things, but actually, so this is his. Uh, know that others cannot harm you unless you harm yourself, and be patient, introspect, find faults in yourself. So the very realized points. Okay, so that is from the events perspective. We shall quickly move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय हरे कृष्ण. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead speaking to Lord Brahma about himself and his position and how he incarnates himself, how he expands himself, how his energies work, like that. So he spoke the fourth Chatushlokya Bhagavata. So the fourth one he has been speaking. Etavad Yavdidnyasyam Tattva Jnasvanatmanaha Anvaya Vetrikabhyam Yat Syat Sarvatra Sarvada. So everyone's endeavor in searching the absolute truth, it comes to the point that Krishna is the ultimate objective and worshipping of him is the ultimate process. In all times and places and circumstances, in everyone's endeavor. So likewise, the Lord spoke, and Prabhupada has been explaining to us through the purport in number of ways, bringing commentaries from the Jiva Goswami, Sridhar Swami, like that. So once again, we shall read this translation and continue the purport. A person who is searching after the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, must certainly search for it up to this, in all circumstances, in all space and time, and both directly and indirectly. And purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So yesterday we have seen the purport that Prabhupada is addressing that the society, all the great social reformers, industrialists cannot give any relief to the restless society of the material world because they do not know the secret of success, as mentioned in this verse of Bhagavatam, namely that one must know that the mystery of Bhakti Yoga, that is, so namely that one must know the mystery of Bhakti Yoga. So this is the main thing, the main ingredient for the success of all the society and everything else, but they do not know that. Okay, so we shall continue further from here. Can I request any? We got Hemlata Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, for joining us, and nice to see you back. Would you like to read this from here until? So just to cover here until this point, until the classes of philosophers.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. Dandavat Pranam. In the Bhagavad Gita 7.15, also it is said, Namam duskritno mudhaha prapadyante naradhamaha maya aprahata janaha asuram bhavam ashritaha. Because the so-called great leaders of human society are ignorant of this great knowledge of Bhakti Yoga and are always engaged in ignoble acts of sense gratification, bewildered by the external energy of the Lord. They are stubborn rebels against the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they never agree to surrender unto Him because they are fools, miscreants, and the lower type of human beings. Such faithless non believers may be highly educated in the material sense of the term, but factually they are the greatest fools of the world because by the influence of external material nature, all their so called acquisition of knowledge has been made null and void. Therefore, all advancement of knowledge in the present context of thing is being misused by cats and dogs fighting with each other with one another uh, for seek gratification and all acquisition of knowledge in science, philosophy, fine arts, nationalism, economic levels, and national. So, philosophy, art, nationalism, economic development, religion, and great activities are being spoiled by being used as dresses for dead men. There is no utility in the dresses used for covering a coffin of a dead body, save getting false applause from the ignorant public. The Srimad Bhagavatam therefore says again and again that without attainment of the status of Bhakti Yoga, all the activities of human societies are to be considered absolute failures only. It is said, Prabhavas tvad abodha jato yavan na jiz- jinasta atma tattvam yavat kriyas tvad idam mano vai krama kramat atma kramatmakam yena sharira bandha. As long as one is blind to inquiring after self realization, all material activities, however great they may be, are all different kinds of defeat, because the aim of human life is not fulfilled by such unwanted and profitless activities. The function of the human body is to attain freedom from material bondage. But as long as one is fully absorbed in material activities, his mind will be overwhelmed in the whirlpool of matter, and thus he will continue to be encased in material bodies life after life. Evam manah karma vasam prayunkta avidya um, avidyayan अविद्यायत्मनि उपाधिया मने प्रियत्रे न यवन्मयि वासुदेवे न मुच्यते देह योगिना त्वत्. It is one's mind that generates different kinds of bodies for suffering different kinds of material pangs. Therefore, as long as the mind is absorbed in fruitive activities, the mind is understood to be absorbed in nescience, and thus one is sure to be subjected to material bondage in different bodies again and again until one develops a transcendental love for Godhead. Vasudeva, the Supreme Person. To become absorbed in the transcendental name, quality, form, and activities of the Supreme Person, Vasudeva means to change the temper of the mind from matter to absolute knowledge, which leads one to the path of absolute realizations, and thus frees one from the bondage of material contact and engagements in different material bodies. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhupada therefore comments on the words Shravrata Sarvada in the sense that the principles of Bhakti Yoga or devotional service to the Lord are apt in all circumstances. That I say, Bhakti Yoga is recommended in all the revealed scriptures. It is performed by all authorities. It is important in all places. It is useful in all causes and effects, etc. As far as all the revealed scriptures are concerned, he quotes from the Skand Puran on the topics of Brahma and Narad as follows. Samsaresmin mahaghore janma mrityu smakule पूजनम वासुदेवाय तराकम वद वादिभिः स्मृतम. In the material world, which is full of darkness and dangers, combined with birth and death, and full of different anxieties, the only way to get out of great entanglement is to accept loving transcendental devotional service to Lord Vasudeva. This is accepted by all classes of philosophers. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Prabhupada.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so this is again Prabhupada is describing from the because the people in the society there are of different kinds of levels like Muda, and they are the foolish, and Naradama lowest among the human beings, and also Maya whose knowledge has been stolen, and then demoniac. These are the Namam Dushkritino Modaha Prapadyante Naradamaha Maya Jnana Asurim Bhavamashhritaha. These are the four kinds of miscreants exist in the society. They will never ever take to Krishna consciousness that much easily. So that is Prabhupada is describing. But they are posing themselves as the highly educated in the material sense of term. But actually, factually, they are the greatest fools of the world because by the influence of the external material nature, all their so-called acquisition of knowledge has been made null and void because they do not know what is waiting. So for everyone, death is waiting, but it is separated by either few months or few years or few decades. But that is the ultimate fruit of the every living entity. So what we need to do, we need to conclude the human life successfully. That is the perfection of human life. So take all our the wealth is the Brahma Sampatti, whatever we have acquired through devotional service. If one has not done any devotional service in his life, he has a zero balance. He has to go through again all the 8.4 million species of life. Therefore, all advancement of the knowledge in the present context of things is being misused by cats and dogs fighting with one another for sense gratification. So, but in the name of so many things like knowledge in science, philosophy, fine arts, nationalism, economic development, religion, greater, these are all being spoiled by being used as a dresses for the dead man. Syavao Karuda Kurite Saparyam. So, this is Bharavatar. Barah param patti kirite justam apyuttamangam nanamen mukundam syavo karuna kurute saparyam hare kanchana kankanava. So this is all the decorations of the dead body. Barah param patti kirite justam apyuttamangam nanamen mukundam. And even though one is not offering his obeisances unto the Lord, if he has got the big crown, golden crown, it is just a weight. Syavo karuna kurite saparyam hare kanchana kankanava. And if his hands are not using and his body is not engaged in the service of the Lord, and if it is just like having all kinds of decorations, very beautifully decorated with so many flowers and everything else, it is the savo. This is the dead body. Therefore, so the Prabhupada is describing it is a dresses for the dead man. Dead body, they just stood up and dancing for some time and then fall down. They don't achieve anything. It is like that. So there is no utility in the dresses used for covering a coffin of a dead body, save getting false applause from the ignorant public. Generally, a person he acquires lots of money, but he never spend that money for himself. But at the end, when he was died, his family members bring some costly clothes and decorate him very nicely, and then say, "Oh, my father has left, my relative has left," and then they all cry. So my father is gone. But actually, who is gone? So he is decorated now nicely. Who is gone? But they have to recognize that part, the living force. So it is like that, getting false applause from the ignorant public. The Srimad Bhagavatam therefore says again and again that without attachment of the status of Bhakti Yoga, all the activities of a human society are to be considered absolute failures only. This is paradhavastavad abhodajato. This is the parabhavaha. This is the parabhav failure, utter failure. Tavad abhodajato until when yavanna jijnasata atmatattvam, until one starts inquiring completely. So otherwise it is everything is a failure. Yavanna jijnasata atmatattvam. यावत् क्रियाः तावत् इदं मनो वै कर्मात्मकं येन शरीरबन्धः. So this is the शरीरबन्धः. Bandha means is the clutches. It is very strongly put under this having this navadvari puri. This body is having the 9 gates. Out of any 9 gates, the soul can leave. These are the 9 gates, but it is again there are so many things. There are five different kinds of airs floating within the body: prana, apana, udhana, vyana, samana, like 5 airs. And also it is having 24 elements of the material body. Again, these 5 karnendriyas, jnanendriyas. So these are it is, and also 3 material modes of nature, which is strongly binding the spirit soul because of the unlawful desires. When the living entity is in the spiritual world, when so just like a comparison, so in our home, if the father is having enjoyment, all his children they look at the father and they also wanted to enjoy the similar kind of experiences. So in the spiritual world, when the Lord is enjoying with all his opulences, and when the such kind of desires sprout in the heart of the living entities, they come down to this material world. That is the main thing, unlawful desires. Instead of their constitutional position, rendering service unto the Supreme Lord, when they feel to enjoy themselves, then the Lord arranges this material world for them. In such a way, they will engage themselves. Karmatmakam yena sarira bandha. They will be captured here. Yatropayatum upasarpati deva maya. But which is Mitchamatir, no Samsri Chakrameta, it is Mitchamatir. So as long as one is blind to inquiring after self-realization, all material activities, however great they may be, are all different kinds of defeat, because the aim of human life is not fulfilled by such unwanted and profitless activities. We have to acknowledge the supremacy of the Lord. Otherwise, we are living in a home without rendering some service to the Father. If Father is giving all kinds of house, paying bills and money, sheltering, giving the shelter, food and clothes to the family members, but they take all the money and everything, but they neglect the Father. What happens to them? It will not go for longer. And then they will immediately see so many defeat. If the father says enough is enough, then all the family members will go down. They have to work hard by themselves. The function of if everyone stick to the father knows how to make the family survive easily. So the function of the human body is to attain freedom from the material bondage. But as long as one is fully absorbed in the material activities, his mind will be overwhelmed with the whirlpool of matter. And thus he will continue to be engaged in the material body's life after life. So evam manah karma vasham prayunkte avidyatmani upadiyamani pītirna yavan mayi vasudeve namuchyate deha yogena tavad. Namuchyate yadeha yogena tavad. Until Pritirna yavan mayi vasudeve. When he comes to the Vasudeva, namuchyate deha yogena tavad. He will not be relieved from this deha, from this material body. So if one's mind that generates different kinds of bodies for suffering different kinds of material pangs, this is yat sankalpa vikalpabhyam vartate kama sambhavaha. It is the place for different kinds of. That's why mind always needs to be absorbed in the only Krishna only. If mind is having, it is riding on the five horses. These are the five senses. If these senses are exposed to the material nature, if you are looking at the material thing or smelling on something else, some beautiful smell, and which is not directly giving Krishna, so then what happens? The mind absorbs those kinds of vasanas, of the conceptions, and then it wanted to feel, and then likewise it keep on changing the bodies according to the desires. So many desires will sprout in the mind. Sankalpa vikalpabhyam vartate kama sambhavaha. So therefore, as long as the mind is absorbed in fruitive activities, the mind is understood to be the absorbed in essence, and thus one is sure to be subjected to material bondage in different bodies again and again until one develops a transcendent love for Godhead, Vasudeva, the Supreme Person. So again, giving how it is to become absorbed in the transcendental name, quality, and form activities of the Supreme Person Vasudeva means to change the temperament of the mind from matter to absolute knowledge. That is just change the direction, as simple as that. But which leads one to the path of absolute realization and thus frees one from the bondage of material contact and entanglement in different material bodies. Just only change the direction. So all our activities will be the same. We do not change. So and also Krishna, we do not have to change our occupation. We do not have to change our home. We do not have to change our but day-to-day activities. What is the conception needs to be changed? The temperament of the mind from matter to absolute knowledge needs to be changed. This is the consciousness will be purified. And whenever we have got the knowledge, then whatever the activity we have engaged with full knowledge, this transcendental knowledge, then we are always in safe position so that we do not entangle in the bondage of material contact. And then Srila Shiv Jiva Goswami Prabhupada therefore comments on the words Sarvatra Sarvada, means in the sense that the principles of Bhakti Yoga, devotional service to the Lord, are apt in all circumstances. All circumstances means so during the daytime and also in the night when we sleep, at that time also the mind is still working. So Jagruti, Swapna, Shushuptishu, the three levels of the existence. In all times, daytimes we can always remember Krishna, in the night times we can also dream there, and in the Shushuptishu there also we can engage ourselves the in a subtle level. That is Sarvatra Sarvada. The only Bhakti Yoga can be done like that, not any other things. So Bhakti Yoga is recommended in all the revealed scriptures. It is performed by all authorities. It is important in all places. It is useful in all cause and effects, etc. And from again, from the Skanda Purana, so Narada Muni's Brahma conversation between Brahma and Narada, Srila Goswami, Jiva Goswami mentioned Samsaresmin Mahaghore Janma Mrityu Samakule Pujanam Vasudevasya Tarakam Vadibihi Smritam. So this is Pujanam Vasudevasya. Unless one is rendering devotional service unto the Vasudeva, he cannot come out of this entanglement. So likewise, this is accepted by all classes of philosophers. This otherwise samsaresmin mahaghore. It is the very we may think that we have not seen this kind of mahaghore things. We are going to office and coming home, working and getting enough money, every day cooking and sleeping, but they do not see what is waiting for them. This is the everywhere or in all the revealed scriptures, they describe the condition of a living entity. So, but only thing is the devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so this point has been stressing throughout the purport, and Prabhupada is quoting in different angles. So these are all for a pure and simple-hearted soul. It is not that much philosophy is required. Simply he can render. But why this much philosophy is needed? There are so many unauthorized commentators. They have addressed deviating the reader, deviating the this jijnasu into different way, into the Mayavada philosophy to divert. So Prabhupada is trying to give all kinds of scriptural evidences. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So एतावद्य जिज्ञासं तत्विज्ञासनात्मनः अन्वय व्यतिरेकाभ्यम यत् स्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा. Okay, so we shall continue the rest of the purport tomorrow. Of course, a few more days again. Okay, we shall move to the Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So we shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is letter to Satsvarupa, June 4th, 1970, Los Angeles. Can I request Usha Mataji to read this letter, please?
My dear Saswarita, please accept my blessings. The tape recorder which you have taken from Dinesh, whether he has taken delivery, he wanted it very urgently. So if he has not taken it yet, you can inform him by telephone. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, Shri Swami. Note, with further reference to question 5 in both the Bible and the Quran, it is always recommended to be engaged always in Kirtana or glorifying the Supreme Lord. Kirtana means to glorify the Lord by note vibration. In the churches, there is always singing of praise and glories of the Lord, and there is preaching naturally also. Mohammedans actually have singing Kirtana publicly. This I have seen in India that they were holding Kirtana with drum accompaniment. Your ever wish is
Thank you, Mataji. Can you take your points, Mataji?
Just very simple, he is asking about the tape recorder, whether he could or not. If it doesn't take a delivery, then you can ask from by telephone. But he is mentioning about the something Kirtana. He is then he asked the question about Bible or Quran, the Saswarupa, and then Prabhupada said in there also they glorifying the Lord also, and church also there is always praise going on and glorify the Lord. So this Prabhupada that I understood, I'm not very sure about it.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so this letter is all about glorifying Krishna and the Supreme Lord. It doesn't matter what religion it is. Either it can be Lord can be glorified in the churches or mosques by any people, either Christian or Mohammedans or Hindus or anyone. It's the glorification, Kirtana, or glorifying Supreme Lord. Okay, this is what actually meant. It is not for fighting each other. So everyone should be engaged in glorifying the Lord only. So today we have got Kirtan evening at 8:30 p.m. So okay, so it is addressing that event also. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. Any other comments, dear devotees, you wanted to add? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today we have got Kirtan evening at 8:30 p.m. Dear devotees, please kindly join and participate in singing different kirtans. I request everyone, many devotees are coming nowadays. It is very blissful to see all devotees are singing new songs and kirtans. It is so pleasing, glorifying the Lord. Everyone would get a chance to sing. Okay, so that is at 8:30 p.m. And the other thing is, with the Narasimhadev's upcoming event, Narasimha Chaturdasi in the another 5 months. So we are going to raise the funds. I will share soon the bank details once it gets ready, the preparation of that, so that I don't make any transactions for at least a month. And then we need to, though we have got 5 months, it needs to be booked quickly, I think. Otherwise, other people will take that booking. Okay, so I shall share those details as well. And then maybe further events. So we shall keep raising those contributions, and then we will offer it to the Bhaktivedanta Manari later on. Okay, these are the updates from me. And dear devotees, if you got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no further updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Hare Krishna conscious day, everyone.